Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my player ratings from our 2-0 win against Granada in the Europa League quarter-final second leg at Old Trafford. So David De Gea, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Didn't really have much to do, but he made 2 good saves late on. And in the first half, he played a perfect clipped pass to Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for De Gea. He didn't really have much to do in the first leg against Granada. He made a few straightforward saves to deny Kennedy. Now De Gea could leave Manchester United in the summer transfer window. There again, he could stay potentially past the summer. Some Man United fans think it would be a mistake to let De Gea go. I don't think it would be, because I reckon now he's had his years at Manchester United. This is his 10th season at the football club. He has been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. I reckon he's had 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been with us, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on the calamitous mistakes he's made. But a few years ago he was regarded as the best goalkeeper in the world. You know, he has won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances in all competitions. De Gea has 2 years left on his current contract and he's on £375,000 a week. Now, there was narratives coming out not so long ago saying that Man United may loan De Gea out. That means not get rid of him permanently. It said a few weeks ago that De Gea has made his transfer decision. He's preparing to leave Manchester United. And he said we're set to pay off his huge contract. Said we've set the price for De Gea, it's 50 million. There's a few clubs that are chasing him: Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, PSG and AC Milan. I did say that there's a very good chance he'll go back to Spain. Main explanations is because he was born in Spain, his relatives are from Spain, his girlfriend's from Spain. He began his footballing career in Spain, and back in 2015 he was close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine the deal never materialised. I think Dean Henderson's our number one now anyway. Obviously Dean Henderson was in goal in our last league game against Tottenham. He was in goal for 7 games in a row prior to the first leg against Granada. And I said anyway that Dean Henderson is reliable enough to be our number one. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Defensively yesterday, he was superb. There was a part though where he got caught out by Kennedy. And I think he did lack that attacking intent. And Wan-Bissaka has got to show more attacking intent. That's what's letting him down at the moment. And there has been some games where he has showed good attacking intent, but he doesn't show it persistently. This is Wan-Bissaka's second full season. You know, we got him in a deal worth 50 million from Crystal Palace in the summer of 2019. But I can assure he's got a long-term future at the club. Axel Tuanzebe, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He was very solid defensively and his composure was good. Some people are saying that Axel Tuanzebe needs to be given more first team opportunities, because yesterday night's game was his first start for Man United since January. Victor Lindelof, I'm also going to give him a 7 out of 10. In the early stages of the game, he struggled against Herrera, but prior to that, I thought he did well, Lindelof. His composure was good, he was quite good defensively, got forward quite well. You know that I've got my strong reservations about Victor Lindelof, but I think in recent games he's actually done well. You know, Lindelof's been at the club a few years now. We got him in a deal worth 31 million from Benfica back in 2017. Alex Telles, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. Pretty good performance from Telles. He put lovely 2 crosses in for both goals. He did get forward well at times, and defensively, Telles was quite good. Telles has played nowhere near as much as I expected. You know, when we got Telles last summer, I expected him to be our first choice left back. Obviously, it hasn't happened. We got Telles in a deal worth 15.4 million from Porto. So 8 out of 10 for him, reflecting on them 2 good crosses he put in for both goals. Fred, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a pretty good game, pressed well, defensively he was quite good, and he got forward well. Fred has enjoyed some good games at Manchester United, but he's also enjoyed poor games as well. I can assure that he wasn't worth the £52 million we got him for from Shakhtar Donetsk. Nemanja Matic, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Nemanja Matic, he was quite good defensively, looked quite good in possession, played some clever passes as well, so I'll give Matic credit. There has been some games at Man United where Matic has been consistent, but analysing the vast majority of his games at Man United, he's been inconsistent. And in general, I've always had my strong reservations about Matic because Matic has always been a slow player. And plus, he's aging up now. He's been at the club almost 4 years now. We got him in a deal worth 40 million from Chelsea back in 2017. I think there's a chance he'll leave Man United in the summer transfer window. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It was a pretty good performance by Bruno Fernandes, but I've seen him play better. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes, I think he had 2 chances, and it was 2 volleys. You know, there's one that I had that went over the bar, and the other one that I had went way wide. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games at Manchester United, he has been very, very consistent, but there's also been a few games where he has looked off the pace. But we have overplayed him. But earlier on this season, Bruno Fernandes denied that he needed a rest because obviously he wants to help the club win trophies. He said he came to Manchester to win trophies. Don't forget, back in January, Fernandes did say on his 12-month anniversary that he's planning on spending many years at Man United. He's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. He's our best player and he's the best signing we've made since Ferguson. He's been at the club over a year now. Fernandes is under contract with the club until 2025. There is an option to extend his contract for a further 12 months. We initially paid 47 million for Bruno Fernandes, but the overall cost with add-ons is just over £67 million. He says earlier on this season that Fernandes was refusing to sign a new contract until he has assurances over the club's transfer plans. He said he was prepared to double his wages to £200,000 a week. But he scored a lot of goals for us. We know the vast majority of his goals have come from the penalty spot. This is why obviously a lot of people are not calling Fernandes. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He enjoyed a good game yesterday night, made some very, very good runs, had some nice touches as well. Greenwood's done very, very well since he broke into our first team squad. He really has. He made his senior debut in 2019 and he's been a United player since the age of 7. And earlier on this season, he signed a new 4-year contract. Ollie's been defending Mason Greenwood a lot this season. The first part of this season didn't really have much of a perception on him because he was obviously out of the team. But sometimes we play Greenwood centrally, sometimes we play him on the right wing. He plays well in either position. So 7 out of 10 for him. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. He enjoyed a very good game yesterday night. You know, Paul Pogba got the assist for Edison Cavani's first goal. It was a backward header. Unfortunately, Paul Pogba had been given a yellow card and it had been taken off. He was playing in more of an advanced role. We need to keep Paul Pogba in that advanced role because that's where he's more effective. I'm not too keen on Paul Pogba in a deeper role, but we've played him in a deeper role a few times. We've been getting the best out of Pogba in recent months. Don't forget he had a thigh injury earlier on this season and he was out for a while. First part of this season he had an ankle injury and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. So he's sustained a few injuries now at Manchester United. Paul Pogba could stay at Manchester United potentially past the summer, but he could also leave. I'd like him to stay potentially past the summer. Maybe a lot of Man United fans would like him to stay because he brings creativity to the team. You know, disregarding Pogba, we lack creativity and you can say we are far too defensive. We could offer him a new contract. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. So his current contract expires next year. Solskjaer said earlier on this season that he hopes Paul Pogba will stay and sign a new contract, and he said that Paul Pogba's future lies at Man United, and he says our players would be devastated if the club decided to sell Pogba. He's had a long-running transfer saga. You know, he's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. Barcelona have been in for him. PSG have been in for him. And his former club Juventus have been in for him. I did say there's a good chance he'll go back to Juventus because he did enjoy 4 good years with them before he rejoined Man United. Swap deals have been high on the agenda. You know, Juventus have been keen on a Paul Pogba swap deal. Reports from Italy recently said that there could be a swap deal involving Cristiano Ronaldo and Paul Pogba. Do you think that would be a good swap deal from a Man United perspective and a Juventus perspective? It says Juventus are willing to offer us Paulo Dybala in a swap deal for Paul Pogba. As it stands at the moment, he is our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and this is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. Mini Oriola has obviously been desperate to get his client out of the club. He made the announcement back in December regarding Paul Pogba. He said Paul Pogba's career at Man United is over. He said he's unhappy and he has to leave and he's got no intentions of extending his contract. Ollie was furious with Mini Oriola's announcement. But Mini Oriola did say earlier on this season he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season. And he made an admission saying that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. Because Mini Oriola doesn't have a good relationship with Man United and he's being criticised a lot. He did say not so long ago that he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he criticised Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. I presume all Man United fans disagreed with him criticising Ferguson. So there you go, 8 out of 10 for him anyway. Edison Cavani, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Edison Cavani scored the first goal and it was a very, very good volley. And he looks very, very dangerous. I think Cavani could have had more than one goal. Cavani also put a very, very good performance out against Tottenham in our last league game. He did have a disallowed goal in that game. It shouldn't have been disallowed though, so I disagreed with it and Solskjaer was furious with it. That goal was disallowed because McTominay's hand hit Human's son building up to the goal, but I kind of sure it wasn't intentional from McTominay. Edison Cavani scored a lovely diving header against Tottenham and it was a good cross by Mason Greenwood and he played a part in Fred's equaliser against Tottenham. A lot of United fans would like Cavani to stay for next season. I would as well. And I presume Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is trying to do everything he can to convince him to stay for next season. Now, it recently said that we'd been handed a boost in our attempt to keep hold of Edison Cavani. Because the Uruguay manager has advised Cavani to stay in Europe. Now, prior to the Tottenham game, Ollie said he was unsure over Cavani's future. Earlier on this season, we held showdown talks with Edison Cavani over his future at the club and want to convince him to stay. Now, Footballer Insider said the other week that Cavani is willing to take a pay cut to join Boca Juniors. He says he does have a verbal agreement with them and Boca Juniors are willing to offer him a 3-year contract. Marcus Rojo, who's a former Man United player, he's held talks with Edison Cavani over a move to Boca Juniors. And he urged Edison Cavani to quit Man United for Boca Juniors by promising to take him fishing. Solskjaer said earlier on this season that Cavani was closer to Boca Juniors than staying at Man United, and Cavani's father came out and said that Cavani is unhappy and he doesn't feel comfortable in England and he wants to leave. But he has made a fantastic impact since he's come in a lot of his games. But there's been some games where he hasn't got enough service and he's looked isolated. We got Cavani on a free transfer last summer, didn't we? He signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. So 9 out of 10 reflecting on that performance yesterday against Granada. We brought substitutions on in the game. We brought Donny van der Beek on. I'll give him a 7 out of 10 because I thought he made an impact when he came on. You know, will Donny van der Beek stay at Man United potentially past the summer? I reckon he should leave because he's not getting enough opportunities at Man United. Most of Donny van der Beek's appearances have come from the bench. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. But we need to use him more because he is a good player. We brought Juan Mata on. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. We brought Daniel James on. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Brandon Williams, give him a 6 out of 10. And Amad Diallo Traore, give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings from our 2-0 win against Granada in the Europa League quarter-final 2nd leg. It was a pretty good performance by Manchester United over the course of the 2 legs. It was 4-0 on aggregate because we beat Granada 2-0 in the first leg. Obviously, goals came from Marcus Rashford. It was a lovely touch and a lovely finish, and it was a good long ball from Lindelof. And the second goal came from Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot towards the end of the game. We have progressed to the semi-finals of the Europa League. That's 5 semi-finals now under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And we do play Roma in the semi-final. Solskjaer has spoke out about Man United facing Roma in the semi-final. He says Edin Dzeko will pose the biggest threat when, Roma play Man United. Solskjaer says we are aiming to finish the season with a trophy to make it a great season. We've got a very, very good chance of winning the Europa League. The Europa League is our only chance of any silverware this season. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017. Solskjaer did say last month, don't forget, that winning trophies can be an ego thing. He said that in regards to some other managers and some other clubs, and he says clubs like Man United, trophies no longer prove success. Got to totally disagree with him in that aspect. But I expected us to beat Granada because Granada aren't exactly great, are they? They're sitting, 8th in La Liga. Their current manager is Diego Martinez. They have got some good players. I do like that Roberto Soldado. He's a former Tottenham player, so he's proven in the Premier League. That George Molina's quite good because he's Granada's joint top goal scorer, just like Soldado is. And that Yangel Herrera's quite good. And Luis Suarez is quite good. He's one of their key players. I think the players Granada were missing yesterday was Lozano, Miller, Duarte. Duarte is injured and plus he was suspended. And Iteke, he was suspended for the game. We had some players missing. Marcus Rashford didn't play any part yesterday. I think he had a foot injury. I think he's now back from it though. Eric Bay's missing because he's got COVID. Martial, he's out with injury. I think he's going to be out for the rest of the season. Solskjaer confirmed that not so long ago. Phil Jones, he's out with injury. And that's it. They're the injuries we've got. We had 3 players missing yesterday because we had 3 suspensions. Luke Shaw was suspended, Harry Maguire was suspended, and Scott McTominay was suspended. So you can say they were big misses. But I think we can win the Europa League. We got to the semi-finals last season. We lost 2-1 to Sevilla. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under the Jose Mourinho, where we beat Ajax in the final 2-0. But if we win the Europa League, without a shadow of a doubt, that will mark progress. I can assure we'll finish in the top 4 in the league this season. I'd say reflecting on that 3-1 win against Tottenham recently, that secures us a second place finish. So a second place finish and the Europa League will represent a good season for Man United and Solskjaer, and that gives us something to build on going on into next season. I've already said Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. But Solskjaer does deserve at least another season at Man United because he has made progress in certain aspects. Next season will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's third full season. A lot of United fans have been demanding Ole out. They've obviously got main explanations why they want him out. But I presume that there's a lot of Man United fans that are still Ole in and believes that he needs more time at the club. We know he's already agreed a new 3-year contract worth 30 million. He's still got 1 year left on his current 3-year contract. Does Ole deserve a new contract? In some aspects, yeah. In some aspects, no. I've got to definitely say Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson, because we have seen consistency under him. Solskjaer has been Manchester United manager over 2 years now. We know he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and that is a concern, but reflecting how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. He's tried a few different elements, like he's rotated the squad a lot. He's tried different formations, etc, etc. Solskjaer's got a lot of trustworthy in his young players as well. You know, more or less everybody's been given their opportunities at Man United, because Solskjaer said when he got appointed in as Man United manager that everybody would get their chances to express themselves, including the young players. The summer transfer window is huge, and I'm expecting Man United to make around 3 or 4 signings in the summer transfer window. Reports said not so long ago that Man United will spend big in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did mention that he wants to keep transfer dealings quiet. I've identified the areas where we need to strengthen up. I think we need a striker, we need a right winger, we need a defensive midfielder, and we also need a centre half. The summer transfer window will be Solskjaer's 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. So far he's endured 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager, and he's spent almost £300 million. Earlier on this season, Solskjaer did warn that we may not do business as usual due to the pandemic. I reckon Solskjaer needs at least £200 million if he's to get the players he wants to recommend in, and he should get the backing he deserves in the summer transfer window, because obviously Woodward's standing by him. Woodward believes Solskjaer's the right man to lead the club forward. He released a statement earlier on this season saying that the progress by Solskjaer and the players this season is clear, so in that aspect Woodward is backing Solskjaer. He did say towards the end of last year he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. And in general, Woodward's come out several times to show his support for Ole, even when we're enduring them really bad periods. And obviously we've got John Murtaugh, he's our director of football. And we've obviously got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director. And Solskjaer's already discussed our transfer plans for the summer with our recruitment team. But there's a lot of players that Man United are looking at. Yesterday, I give you the news on Rafael Varane. Reports from Spain said that Man United are in advanced talks to sign Rafael Varane. He says Rafael Varane to Man United is close. We are preparing a transfer bid, and Rafael Varane is now ready to leave Real Madrid. Real Madrid are demanding 60 million, but we hope to lower Real Madrid's 60 million asking price. I'd certainly take Rafael Varane at Man United because he'd go well alongside Maguire in our back line. You know the news on Declan Rice. There's been narratives coming out recently saying that he's interested in joining Man United. West Ham are demanding over 100 million. And Declan Rice has asked Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw about life at Old Trafford. You know the news on Jadon Sancho. Borussia Dortmund have set a new transfer price for Sancho is £86 million. So Dortmund have lowered their asking price because initially they was demanding £108 million. But in the summer transfer window, we're going to focus on the incomings and the outgoings. Our Burnley preview will be coming up soon. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel, guys. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.